Amy steps into the bustling hotel lobby, sunlight streaming through the large windows, illuminating her path. The air is filled with the murmur of conversations and the soft clinking of glasses, an atmosphere of relaxed luxury. She pauses, taking in the elegant decor and the vibrant energy of the space. A warm smile spreads across her face as she notices a group of Israeli staff members approaching. Their welcoming gestures and friendly expressions immediately put her at ease. She feels a sense of comfort and anticipation, ready to begin her stay in this new and inviting place. Streamers and balloons fill the hotel room, a joyous chaos of laughter echoing through the night. A surprise banner hangs askew, a silent promise of celebration as Amy enters, bewildered. Amy, guided gently into the room, her eyes wide with surprise in the brightly lit space. Amy is introduced to the Jewish and Muslim Arab workers. Amy, bathed in soft light, savors a slice of cake, her eyes sparkling with delight. The warmth of her laughter fills the hotel hall, a cheerful melody in the night. She shares a lighthearted moment, her joy radiating to the hotel staff. Each bite is a burst of flavor, a sweet indulgence in a quiet evening. Her genuine happiness is infectious, creating a bond with those around her. The simple pleasure of cake becomes a shared moment of connection and warmth. In the dim hotel hall, Dor Amit walks towards Amy, his footsteps echoing softly. He approaches her, his expression unreadable in the subdued lighting. Dor Amit stops before Amy, a curious glint in his eyes as he looks at her. "Are you a CNN news star?" he asks, his voice a low murmur in the quiet hall. Amy's reaction is uncertain as she meets his gaze, the question hanging in the air. In the quiet of the hotel hall, Amy pauses, a playful glint sparking in her eyes. A silent question hangs in the air as she considers the possibilities, her expression alight with intrigue. With a mischievous smile, she challenges the unspoken with a simple question. "Do you think so?" Her words echo softly in the hallway, inviting a response, a dare, a shared secret. In the stark hotel hallway, Dor stands alone, long shadows stretching behind him, a silhouette of grief against the sterile walls. The fluorescent lights hum, casting a cold, unforgiving glare on his face, highlighting the raw pain etched there. His voice cracks, a whisper lost in the cavernous space. "They killed my brother." The weight of his words hangs heavy in the air, each syllable a blow against the silence. His eyes blaze with a mixture of fury and despair. "Hamas took my sister hostage." Dor stands alone in the hotel hall room, the silence amplifying the weight of his words. His expression is solemn as he prepares to speak of that fateful night. He begins to explain, his voice a low murmur, about his family's presence at the Rain party. The air in the room grows heavy with unspoken memories and the shadows of the past. October 7th hangs in the air like a specter, casting a long shadow over the present. In the dimly lit hotel room, Amy stands frozen, shadows dancing across her face, mirroring the turmoil within. Her eyes wide with disbelief, she struggles to process the gravity of what she has just learned. The sterile environment of the hotel room heightens her sense of isolation and vulnerability. A tremor runs through her as the weight of the revelation crashes down upon her. Her voice barely a whisper, she repeats the words, a question and a denial intertwined. "Hamas freedom fighters?" The phrase hangs in the air, an accusation and a plea for understanding in the suffocating silence. In the dim light of the hotel hall room, Dor stands with slumped shoulders, a figure of profound sadness amidst the shadows. She pauses, a moment of quiet resolve, before confronting the unknown. Gathering her courage, she prepares to voice a question that weighs heavily on her heart. Her voice, soft yet piercing, breaks the silence. "Do you know what an intifada is?" The question hangs in the air, unanswered, as she awaits a response that could alter everything. In the dim hotel hall, Dor's phone illuminates their faces, He holds up his phone, showing Amy a WhatsApp video. The footage is shaky, unstable, raw. It shows the Rame party attack in chaotic detail. Screams echo from the small device. Amy stares, her face reflecting the horror on the screen. A dim light struggles against the oppressive darkness of the hotel hallway, shadows stretching like grasping claws. Tension hangs heavy in the air, a palpable dread seeping from the very walls. Muffled screams claw their way through the silence, each one a desperate plea swallowed by the night. The hallway seems to pulse with a hidden terror, every creak and groan amplifying the raw, visceral fear. Each closed door holds a silent scream, a secret horror lurking just beyond the threshold. The air grows thick and suffocating, heavy with the weight of untold stories and unspeakable dread. In the dim hotel hall, Amy stares transfixed at a screen, her face illuminated by the flickering light. Her eyes widen, disbelief morphing into horror as the graphic footage unfolds before her. Shadows dance across her face, mirroring the turmoil within her as the horrifying images play out. A sudden, involuntary recoil as the shocking content hits her, a visceral reaction taking hold. Her hand flies to her mouth, a desperate attempt to stifle a gasp, to contain the rising tide of emotion. The screen's glow reflects in her wide, terror-filled eyes, painting a portrait of pure, unfiltered shock. Amy stands frozen in the dimly lit hotel hall room, peeling wallpaper a stark testament to forgotten dreams. The TV flickers with a CNN broadcast, its artificial light reflecting in Amy's wide, disbelieving eyes. A sudden door slam echoes down the hall, shattering the silence and amplifying the room's tension. The CNN broadcast drones on, a stark contrast to the crumbling reality surrounding Amy. Amy's eyes reflect a dawning realization, the unsettling truth that trust has been betrayed by the broadcast. Dim city lights cast long shadows across the hotel room as Amy sits on the edge of the bed, lost in her thoughts. A faint, persistent ringing pierces the heavy silence, cutting through the gloom. Amy's hand trembles as she reaches for the phone, her face etched with a mixture of hope and dread. "Amy, it's Carol. How are you holding up?" Carol's voice is a fragile thread in the darkness. Amy closes her eyes, a single tear escaping as the weight of Carol's question settles upon her. The hotel room is dimly lit. Long shadows stretch across the walls, hinting at unspoken secrets and a journey about to begin. A half-packed suitcase lies open on the bed, a silent testament to a life in transit. Amy stands silhouetted against the city lights, her form a study in contemplation and quiet strength. The city glitters below, a stark contrast to the turmoil reflected in Amy's shadowed face. "I am trying to figure things out. I will call back," Amy says, her voice a soft whisper lost in the vastness of the night. The hotel hall, alive with music and laughter, is abruptly pierced by the shrill scream of a siren. The sudden alarm cuts through the festive atmosphere, a jarring note of danger in the night. The music falters, conversations die as guests pause, their smiles replaced by expressions of unease. A palpable tension fills the room, the carefree revelry shattered by the unknown threat. Amy stands alone in the dim hotel hallway, her heart a frantic drum against her ribs. The patterned wallpaper seems to mock her as she struggles to find the words she desperately needs. Her mind races, replaying the events, the weight of the situation pressing down on her. Desperation edges her voice as she whispers, "What am I going to tell CNN?" In the dim hotel hall, Rotem halts, his chest heaving, eyes blazing with raw emotion. His figure is tense, radiating anger that fills the narrow space. Each breath is a visible struggle as he battles inner turmoil. The air crackles with unspoken words as he is rooted to the spot. His gaze is intense, fixated on Amy with a burning intensity. Flickering lights cast long, dancing shadows down the silent hotel hallway. Rotem's trembling finger stabs towards Amy, her face flushed with intense emotion. Her voice cracks as she accuses, You are supporting terrorists. The air thickens with animosity, shadows deepening around them. Rodom's eyes blaze, fueled by anger and betrayal. And working for a fake news company, she spits, the accusation hanging heavy. Dim light barely illuminates the hotel hall room, casting long, eerie shadows that stretch and twist along the walls. The air is thick, with a sense of unease, each shadow seeming to whisper secrets and hidden dangers. A palpable atmosphere of suspicion hangs heavy, making every corner seem like a place of hidden agendas. Rodom stands amidst the gloom, her expression a mixture of disbelief and betrayal. Her voice cuts through the silence, laced with pain and confusion as she questions Amy's loyalty. How could Amy betray Israel? She asks, the weight of her words echoing in the dimly lit room. Inside the hotel, Dor attempts to soothe Rodom, the tension palpable in the confined space. Dor's voice, a calm amidst the emotional storm. I'll educate Amy. Rodom's anxiety fills the tight hotel room. The sterile setting of the hotel heightens the personal drama unfolding. Dim light casts long shadows in the hotel hallway, the silence heavy with unspoken words. Rodom's face twists in fury, a storm of rage unleashed. Amy stands frozen, her eyes wide with shock and pain. Rodom's venomous words cut through the air. Go die. He spits out another curse, his anger burning, and curse CNN. In the sterile hotel hall, Amy stands alone, tears carving paths down her face, a portrait of despair. Her voice, fragile and broken, barely echoes in the empty space, each word a plea born of desperation. Hands clasped so tightly they're white-knuckled, she seems to be begging for a lifeline. The question hangs in the air, raw and vulnerable. What can I do to make things right, Dor? Her tearful eyes reflect the cold, impersonal light of the hallway, a stark contrast to her inner turmoil. Dim light paints long shadows in the hotel hall. Dor smiles gently, a beacon of calm in the subdued setting. A subtle sense of hope radiates from Dor's eyes. Dor's expression is serene, yet holds a deep resolve. Tell the truth to the wide world, Dor whispers, voice full of conviction. The soft echo of Dor's words hangs in the air, a powerful message. Flickering light dances across the faces of huddled hotel guests, their expressions a mix of fear and grim determination. Long shadows stretch and sway on the damp concrete walls, mirroring the unease that fills the room. A low rumble vibrates through the floor, a constant reminder of the chaos raging above. The ear-splitting screech of intercepted missiles pierces the relative silence, each sound a stark warning. Dust drifts lazily from the ceiling, a gritty rain of shattered hopes and broken promises. Each guest clutches at fleeting hope as the hotel basement becomes their refuge. Dim fluorescent lights flicker, casting long shadows across the damp concrete walls of the desolate hotel basement. Amy clutches her phone tightly, her knuckles white against the cold metal. Her face is etched with deep concern, a silent plea for help in her eyes. Each shadow seems to lengthen, mimicking the growing anxiety in Amy's posture. The silence is broken only by the hum of the lights and Amy's shallow breaths. She glances around, fearfully, as if expecting something to emerge from the darkness. Fluorescent lights flicker, revealing a stark hotel basement filled with exposed pipes and damp concrete. The air hangs heavy, a mix of humidity and a subtle chemical scent permeating the underground space. Mohammed steps closer, his figure casting long shadows against the rough walls. His eyes hold an intensity, his expression serious as he leans in. His voice drops to a near whisper, carrying a weight of conviction. Don't sympathize with Israelis, Mohammed says, his words hanging in the thick air. Fluorescent lights hum in the cold hotel basement. Shadows stretch long across the damp concrete. Mohammed leans down, his face a mask of concern in the stark, unforgiving light. His brow furrows deeper as he focuses on the person lying on the cold floor. Whispering urgently, Mohammed reminds them, "Wake up early. for the 8 a.m. news broadcast. The silence hangs heavy, broken only by the hum of the lights and the weight of the unseen. Flickering light dances across the cold, damp walls of the basement, casting long, eerie shadows that amplify the solitude. Amy sits alone on an overturned crate, her posture reflecting utter despair as she grapples with unspoken burdens. Her face is hidden in her hands, a gesture of profound sorrow, as her body trembles with silent, heart-wrenching sobs. A raw, choked voice pierces the silence. "I cannot believe supporting Palestine is wrong." The weight of the world presses down on her as she is enveloped by the darkness and uncertainty of her convictions. In the quiet hotel hallway, Dor stands poised, his silhouette framed by the soft light. A bouquet of roses is clutched tightly in his hand, their velvety petals a stark contrast to his nervous grip. He raises his hand, knuckles gently rapping against Amy's door. His eyes reflect a hopeful anticipation, a silent question hanging in the air. Each knock is a beat of his heart, echoing in the expectant silence. He waits. The rose is a silent offering of love and hope. In the dimly lit hotel room, shadows stretch and dance as Dor approaches the minibar, a flicker of wry amusement on his lips. The silence of the room amplifies the weight of unspoken words. Dor's eyes glint with a mix of challenge and anticipation. A tense question hangs in the air as he pauses, his gaze steady and assessing. "Are we in peace or not?" he asks, his voice a low, measured tone that cuts through the quiet. The question lingers, unanswered, as the room holds its breath, waiting for a response. A dimly lit hotel room casts long shadows, where silence hangs heavy in the air. Amy sits on the edge of the bed, the soft lamplight highlighting the distant, lost look in her eyes. Her hands clench the fabric of the bedspread, a subtle tremor betraying her inner turmoil. She whispers, her voice barely audible, "I've always dreamt of seeing Tel Aviv." The city lights flicker outside the window, a silent promise against the darkness. A single tear traces a path down her cheek, reflecting the fragile hope in her heart. Night envelops Tel Aviv as Dor's Mazda navigates the vibrant streets, headlights cutting through the darkness. Amy observes the city lights, a silent passenger in Dor's speeding car. The car swerves through the night, a metal beast gliding past neon signs. Dor's silhouette against the city lights, focused and determined as he drives Amy into the unknown. Under the cloak of night, Amy looks up at the towering buildings, her face etched with longing and resolve. The towering buildings loom over Amy, symbols of the world she seeks to change. Everywhere, "Bring them home," signs are plastered, a silent scream echoing through the city's canyons. The signs serve as a somber reminder of her mission. Streetlights cast long shadows, painting the wet asphalt with streaks of gold. A gentle breeze rustles the leaves on the trees lining the sidewalk. Dor stands beneath a streetlight, its glow illuminating her face. She gazes at the cityscape, lost in thought, as the wind whispers through the trees. "Are you satisfied with the city's beauty?" Dor asks, her voice echoing in the night. Under a flickering streetlight, Amy stands alone, shadows playing around her like secrets whispered in the night. A gentle breeze stirs through the trees, their leaves rustling like hushed voices, responding to her unspoken thoughts. The dim light casts long, distorted shadows, enhancing the sense of mystery and anticipation. Her eyes reflect the soft glow, her expression a mix of wonder and disbelief. "I'm amazed," she whispers, her voice barely audible above the night's quiet symphony. Waves whisper against the pier in Tel Aviv, the night air alive with salt and the distant glow of city lights. Amy and Dor stand at the edge, the vast, dark sea stretching before them, reflecting the scattered lights like fallen stars. The gentle crash of waves provides a subtle, rhythmic soundtrack to their silent contemplation. The cool night air carries a hint of adventure and untold stories from the distant horizon. Amy gazes out at the water, her silhouette framed by the twinkling cityscape. Dor's profile catches the soft light, a contemplative expression etched on his face as he looks towards the open sea. Waves crash softly against ancient stones as Amy gazes at the dark horizon, the scent of salt and diesel heavy in the night air. Amy's silhouette is framed by the vast, starlit sky over the Tel Aviv seaport. Amy's voice carries over the water, a whisper against the lapping waves. I dream of bringing peace to the Middle East and Ukraine. Her eyes reflect the distant city lights, filled with determination and a quiet, hopeful resolve. Dark waves crash against the Tel Aviv harbor, the air heavy with salt and diesel. Distant city lights twinkle, a stark contrast to the immediate darkness. Dor stands silhouetted against the night, determination etched on his face. I can save the world by standing up to terrorist supporters, he declares, his voice resolute. Night falls on the Tel Aviv seaport, dark waves whispering secrets against the ancient stone pier. A cool breeze dances through Dor's hair, carrying the scent of salt and unspoken anticipation. Before her, a figure stands silhouetted against the night, a story waiting to unfold. Dor's gaze softens with encouragement, a silent invitation to reveal the depths within. Show the truth without influence, Dor urges, her voice barely a whisper against the crashing waves. The night holds its breath, awaiting the revelation that hangs heavy in the air. The dark blue sea rocks the boats gently under the night sky. Amy's tender touch meets Dor's, a silent connection forming. In the distance, Tel Aviv's lights flicker like distant stars, a serene moment captured against the backdrop of the sea. The dark waves of the Mediterranean gently kiss the ancient stones of Tel Aviv's port under the cloak of night. The heavy scent of salt and diesel hangs in the air, a stark contrast to the distant twinkling city lights. Amy stands at the edge, the vast sea mirroring the uncertainty in her eyes. Her voice carries over the water, a fragile promise against the backdrop of the infinite sea. I promise to do my best. The lights flicker as the wind picks up, carrying Amy's solemn vow out into the darkness. The lights of Tel Aviv shimmer on the dark sea, a backdrop to a silent, intimate moment. Amy and Dor embrace, their figures silhouetted against the vibrant cityscape. In a tender kiss, time seems to stand still amidst the harbor's gentle sounds. The city's glow reflects in their eyes, mirroring the emotions shared in the quiet night. Dor and Amy enter their hotel room in Rame, exhaustion etched on their faces. Amy carelessly tosses her heavy bag onto the bed, a thump echoing in the silent room. The room is dimly lit, casting long shadows that dance with unspoken thoughts. A sense of weariness hangs heavy in the air, a silent testament to their journey. The night promises little rest, as unspoken tensions linger between them. In the tranquil hotel room, Dor and Amy sleep soundly, sharing the same bed under the soft glow of the moon. Moonlight streams through the curtains, casting gentle shadows across the room, enveloping the sleeping figures in a serene embrace. A peaceful silence fills the air, broken only by the soft, rhythmic breathing of the slumbering pair. The scene exudes a sense of quiet intimacy, the shared bed a silent testament to their connection. A piercing siren wails, shattering the stillness of the night in a hotel room. The siren's violent scream tears through the darkness, abruptly waking them. Eyes snap open in the dim light, the sudden alarm cutting through sleep. Confusion and disorientation cloud their faces as the siren continues its relentless cry. In the hotel basement, shadows writhe like living things, cast by a single flickering bulb. Amy and Dor descend into the damp, cold air, their footsteps echoing off the stark concrete walls. The air hangs heavy with the scent of mildew and forgotten things. Every shadow seems to hold a secret, every corner a potential threat. Amy's eyes dart around, searching for any sign, any clue in the gloom. Dor's hand instinctively moves to her side, a silent promise of protection in the oppressive dark. A bare bulb casts long shadows in the hotel basement, illuminating dust motes dancing in the stale air. Condensation drips from snaking pipes, each drop echoing in the oppressive silence. Amy shivers, her breath misting in the cold, pulling her coat tighter around her. Fear edges her voice as she whispers, "I don't like this. I really don't like this." The hotel basement smells of damp concrete, the fluorescent lights buzzing, shadows stretching like grasping fingers. Door holds her close, his embrace a shield against the chill and the unknown. The silence is broken only by the hum of the lights and their ragged breaths. "It will be okay," Door whispers, his voice a low rumble against her ear, a promise against the encroaching dark. In the hotel basement, Amy cowers, her eyes wide with terror as the very foundations tremble. Deafening explosions tear through the night, each blast sending shockwaves through the fragile space. Dust and debris cascade from the ceiling, a gritty rain illuminated by the flickering emergency lights. Shadows dance wildly, distorting familiar shapes into monstrous figures in the dim light. The air grows thick with the acrid smell of smoke and pulverized concrete, stinging Amy's nostrils. Each tremor threatens to bring the entire structure down upon her, trapping her in a tomb of rubble. Dim light flickers in the hotel basement, casting long shadows on the damp concrete as dust motes swirl. Amy clutches her arms, her breath ragged. Fear radiates from her, a palpable tension filling the air. Her eyes dart nervously, scanning every shadow, every corner of the eerie basement. Worry for Door is etched on Amy's face, her anxious expression, a desperate plea in the dim light. Flickering fluorescent lights cast long shadows in the damp hotel basement. Door, her eyes reflecting weariness, gently touches Anna's shoulder. Anna shivers, her pale face a mask of fear as she stares blankly. Door's voice, a soft promise in the echoing space. "It's going to be all right. I promise." In the dim hotel room, Amy stares intently at her phone, its screen illuminating her face with an eerie glow. The message appears. A message from CNN manager Samuel. Amy reads, her expression shifting with each word, a mix of anticipation and concern clouding her features. The silence of the room is broken only by the soft tap of her fingers as she considers her response. Dim light fills the hotel room. Samuel is consumed by the glow of his phone screen, his face unreadable. His fingers glide across the glass, pausing over a damning screenshot. The image burns bright, Amy and Door locked in an intimate kiss, a beat of silence, heavy with unspoken words and betrayals. With a decisive movement, Samuel sends the screenshot into the digital void. The screen fades, leaving Samuel alone in the dim light, his thoughts a storm. The hotel room is dimly lit, shadows dancing on the walls as Samuel leans forward, his expression intense. Amy sits on the edge of the bed, her back turned, a silent barrier between them. Samuel's voice is a low plea, filled with urgency. "Amy, you need to stay on Palestine's side." The weight of his words hangs heavy in the air, unanswered and unresolved. A dimly lit hotel room exudes an air of secrecy. Samuel stands, his silhouette framed against the soft glow. Across from him, a woman's face is partially obscured by shadow. The heavy silence amplifies the palpable tension. Samuel's voice cuts through the quiet. "You need to end your relationship with Door." The hotel room is cloaked in shadow, a dim light barely cutting through the gloom. Amy sits alone, the laptop screen casting an eerie glow on her face, highlighting her worried frown. Hesitation flickers across her features as she stares intently at the screen. Her fingers hover over the keyboard, suspended in a moment of tense decision. With a sigh of resignation, she types a single, fateful word. "Okay." Dim light paints long shadows across the hotel room, highlighting the half-packed suitcases scattered on the bed. The air crackles with unspoken tension, a palpable sense of urgency permeating every corner of the room. Amy stands amidst the chaos, her silhouette framed by the stark light, resolve etched on her face. Her voice, a soft yet firm declaration, slices through the heavy atmosphere, I need to go. Inside the dim hotel room, Door tentatively reaches out to Amy, his expression a mixture of concern and helplessness. Amy sits stiffly on the edge of the bed, her body tense, radiating silent resistance. Her brow is deeply furrowed, a visible sign of the overwhelming stress consuming her. The weight of unspoken burdens hangs heavy in the air between them. Amy's rigid posture speaks volumes, revealing a depth of emotion she struggles to express. A sparsely decorated hotel room at night. The silence is heavy, the air thick with unspoken tension. Amy stands alone, shadows playing across her face in the dim light. She grapples with her inner conflict, a storm of emotions brewing beneath the surface. I need to stay true to my neutral role, she whispers, her voice barely audible. Her words hang in the air, unanswered, adding to the palpable sense of unease. Shadows dance in the dim hotel room as Door sits on the edge of the bed, her posture reflecting a heavy defeat. Her face is a canvas of hurt and anger, emotions warring within her as she stares into the abyss of her despair. A hastily packed suitcase lies open, a symbol of her fractured plans and shattered dreams scattered across the floor. A single tear escapes, tracing a lonely path down her cheek, a silent testament to her profound sorrow. Dim light casts long shadows across the worn furniture of the hotel room. Door stands by the window, his back a wall against Amy's presence. Amy lingers near the door, a silent question in her stance. His voice cuts through the silence, a final decree. If you won't stand up for the truth, never come back. The weight of his words hangs heavy in the air between them. Amy bursts through the hotel room door, a tempest of raw emotion etched on her face. Tears stream down her face, tracing paths through her makeup, each drop a testament to her inner turmoil. The harsh fluorescent lights of the room reflect in her tear-filled eyes, amplifying her vulnerability. Her breath hitches in ragged sobs as she stumbles further into the room, a figure consumed by despair. Each movement is heavy with the weight of unspoken pain, her body language screaming volumes in the silent room. The morning sun stretches long shadows as Amy drives along the winding road, her destination a distant village. She navigates the curves with practiced ease, the car a silver thread against the green landscape. Each turn brings her closer to the next hotel, another temporary haven in her journey. The promise of rest hangs in the air, a brief respite from the endless road ahead. Amy arrives at the Ream Forest, where sunlight barely pierces the canopy. The scent of pine mixes with an unseen weight, hanging heavy in the air. Long, distorted shadows stretch across the forest floor, silent witnesses. The site bears the unspoken scars of the October 7th massacres. The Ream Forest awakens as morning light filters through the dense canopy, painting the forest floor in soft hues. Mohammed arrives, the forest's silent grandeur surrounding him as he steps into nature's embrace. Awaiting, the cameraman meticulously adjusts, preparing to capture the forest's untouched beauty. With final adjustments complete, the scene is set, ready to immortalize the forest's serene morning on film. Sunlight paints the Ream Forest floor as Amy stands alone, a crumpled paper clutched tightly in her trembling hand. Tears stream down Amy's face, her red, swollen eyes reflecting a deep well of sorrow as she confronts the morning. Her voice cracks, each word a testament to her pain, as she tries to practice a report. The forest, her only witness. The dappled shadows seem to mock her solitude, amplifying the rawness of her grief in the silent woods. Sunlight dapples the forest floor as morning breaks in Ream, the dense canopy overhead filtering the light into ethereal beams. The air vibrates with the melodies of unseen birds, their songs weaving through the ancient trees. The tranquil forest scene is broken by a voice, clear and resonant, cutting through the natural harmony. Amy's voice echoes, stating, "Israel's occupied lands have been demolished by freedom fighters." The sunlight seems to dim slightly as the weight of her words settles over the serene landscape. Sunlight paints the Ream Forest floor with shifting patterns of light and shadow, a serene morning scene broken only by distant birdsong. The air hangs crisp and cool, carrying the scent of damp earth and ancient trees, a deceptive tranquility. Israel has declared war on Gaza, killing innocents, Amy says, her voice a somber echo in the otherwise peaceful woods. Her words hang heavy, shattering the forest's calm with the stark reality of distant conflict and loss. Sunlight paints the forest floor as Mohammed moves with a joyful step, his smile a beacon in the dappled shadows. The air is filled with the crisp scent of pine, nature's orchestra tuning to his cheerful pace. His eyes reflect pure happiness, each ray a testament to the morning's promise. The forest watches as Mohammed walks, his spirit as free as the wind rustling through the leaves. A symphony of light and shadow dances with his every step, nature celebrating his inner peace. In the rainforest, dawn paints the canopy with soft light. Sunlight filters through the leaves, dappling the forest floor in shifting patterns. Mohammed gestures towards a fallen log, inviting a moment of respite. The air is filled with the earthy scent of damp soil and ancient trees. A symphony of birdsong echoes through the tranquil morning air. A silent invitation hangs in the air, promising rest amidst the journey. Inside the car, morning light paints the air as Amy stares at her phone, regret etching lines on her face. Dust motes dance in the sunbeams, a silent witness to her inner turmoil. Her thumbs hover over the screen, each keystroke a weighty decision, a message sent, a silent plea released into the digital void. Door, I'm so sorry, she whispers, the words a fragile bridge across the distance. Morning light floods the car, sharply illuminating Door's face. Her jaw tightens, eyes fixed on her phone. Fingers fly across the screen, each tap a calculated move. A storm of determination brews behind her eyes. The intensity in her gaze could cut glass. Door threatens to block her messages. Morning light floods the car as Amy stares ahead, her face set with firm resolve. Sunlight catches the determination in her eyes, reflecting an inner strength. A deep breath steadies her as she prepares for the difficult road ahead. Her voice, soft yet unwavering, cuts through the silence. I vow to do the right thing. The car speeds on, carrying Amy towards her destiny, whatever it may hold. Sunlight spears through the rainforest, each ray a golden arrow piercing the emerald canopy. Dew-kissed leaves shimmer like a million tiny jewels, reflecting the dawn's gentle light. Amidst the forest's embrace, a discarded phone flickers to life, its screen casting an eerie glow. The cold digital numbers read 8 a.m., a stark contrast to the timeless beauty surrounding it. Sunlight paints the rainforest floor as birds sing a morning chorus. Mohammed stands among the trees, anticipation and worry etched on his face. He raises his phone, a fragile connection to the world. The CNN broadcast flickers to life, a stark contrast to the serene forest. The broadcast's light illuminates his concerned gaze. Sunlight paints the rainforest as Amy stands, a solitary figure amidst the ancient trees. A gentle breeze whispers secrets through the dense canopy, rustling her hair. Her voice cuts through the morning calm, a question hanging in the air. Have you ever loved someone? Her gaze is piercing, the depth of the forest reflected in her eyes as she awaits an answer. The morning sun casts long shadows across the serene rainforest, unaware of the horror about to unfold. Footage begins, capturing the raw, unfiltered chaos of the October 7 massacres. The forest's tranquility is shattered by the intrusion of violence and despair. Images flash across the screen, a stark reminder of the day's tragic events. The serene forest becomes a haunting backdrop to the unfolding nightmare. Sunlight weaves through the rainforest canopy as birds sing. Mohammed stands, brow furrowed, amidst the dense trees. He stares, confusion etched on his face. Echoes of nature amplify the tension between them. Why are you talking nonsense? He asks, disbelief clear. Sunlight drizzles through the Reem forest's canopy, painting the mossy ground with shifting shadows. Birdsong echoes, a symphony of nature accompanying the forest's silent narrative. The air is crisp and clean, carrying the scent of damp earth and ancient trees. A profound stillness blankets the scene, broken only by the rustling of leaves. Amy's voice cuts through the tranquility, her words carrying the weight of conviction. "It isn't a crime to tell the truth," she declares, her voice resolute amidst the serene woods. Sunlight paints the rainforest floor in shifting patterns. Deep in the rainforest, Amy and I walk among the towering trees. The air is fresh, scented with damp earth and ancient wood. Amy breaks the silence, her voice soft yet clear. "I met the love of my life in Israel," she says. Her words hang in the air, a moment of shared intimacy. Sunlight paints the rainforest floor in shifting patterns. Amy stands resolute amidst the trees, shadows dancing around her. Her face is set with determination, eyes reflecting the filtered light. A promise hangs unspoken in the air, solidifying her resolve. She stands for what she believes is right, unyielding in the dawn. Dor rushes towards his car, a sense of urgency driving his every move in the morning light. The car speeds down the road, a silver streak against the backdrop of the rising sun. Wheels blur as Dor pushes the vehicle to its limit, determined to reach Rhyme. The landscape flashes by, a montage of fields and trees as Dor races against time. The car hurtles towards Rhyme, the city's skyline beginning to emerge in the distance. With grim resolve, Dor grips the steering wheel, his focus solely on reaching his destination. Sunlight filters through the canopy in Rhyme Forest, painting dappled patterns on the forest floor. Amy stands in the clearing, her figure framed by the ancient trees, a serene expression on her face. Dor enters the frame, joining Amy, their figures silhouetted against the morning light. A quiet moment of companionship in the tranquil depths of the forest. In the heart of Rhyme Forest, morning light filters through the leaves. Dor and Amy stand embraced, a picture of youthful love against the ancient trees. Dor leans in, his eyes reflecting a deep affection for Amy. Their lips meet in a tender kiss, a silent promise in the tranquil forest. Sunlight dapples their faces as they share a moment, sealed by nature's beauty. In the Rhyme Forest, morning light filters through the trees. Muhammad gestures firmly, his command resonating in the crisp morning air. The broadcast abruptly cuts, leaving silence in its wake. The forest stands still, as if holding its breath. Sunlight dapples the forest floor of Rhyme, painting shifting patterns on the leaves. Muhammad stands, his face a mask of grim resolve against the backdrop of ancient trees. He faces Amy, the weight of his words hanging heavy in the crisp morning air. The silence shatters as Muhammad delivers the blow. "Amy, you're fired." Sunlight paints the Rhyme forest floor in shifting patterns, a mosaic of light and shadow illuminating the ancient woods. Framed by towering trees, Amy and Dor stand embraced, a tender kiss sealing a moment of profound connection. The forest watches, silent and still, as the first rays of morning bathe the lovers in a golden glow. Their figures, silhouetted against the green, are an intimate tableau amidst the grandeur of nature. The air is filled with the scent of pine and damp earth, nature's blessing on their heartfelt union. Sunlight floods the new apartment, dust motes swirling in golden beams as Amy and Dor stand amidst a sea of unpacked boxes. The sparsely furnished apartment echoes with the promise of new beginnings, sunlight painting a hopeful tableau. Boxes loom like silent witnesses to the shared anticipation, each one a vessel of memories and future dreams. Amy and Dor survey their domain, a canvas of possibilities stretching before them in the bright, airy space. The light dances, illuminating the subtle excitement in their eyes as they envision turning this space into a home. In the heart of the chaos, a sense of shared purpose blossoms, promising a future filled with laughter and love. Sunlight floods into the cozy apartment, illuminating every corner with golden warmth. Amy and Dor sit close, their faces alight with a shared, palpable excitement. The air crackles with anticipation, a moment pregnant with unspoken possibilities. A sense of joyful expectation dances between them, unspoken dreams hanging in the air. Their eyes meet, reflecting the bright, promising day and the adventure it holds. A silent understanding passes, sealing their bond in a shared moment of pure hope. From space, Earth reveals a tapestry of defiance. Palestinian protests surge across London, Paris, and New York. London's streets pulse with vibrant banners and impassioned cries for justice, a sea of faces united in solidarity. Paris resonates with determined voices, echoing through its historic avenues, demanding change. New York City's skyline frames a chorus of dissent as protesters gather, their collective voice amplified against the urban backdrop. Amy stirs, a silhouette against the dawn. Soft light paints the room as she slowly awakens. Curtains filter the morning's gentle glow. A new day breaks, promising untold stories. She stretches, reaching for the day's possibilities. The apartment is quiet, filled with peaceful light. Sunlight floods the apartment, illuminating dancing dust motes and the quiet solitude of early morning. At the window, I watch the city awaken, a silent observer of its unfolding dramas. A sigh escapes my lips, carrying the weight of unspoken burdens and weary thoughts. The city stretches out before me, a vast tapestry of dreams and struggles. The world is ruthless, but the truth always wins, I whisper, a defiant promise to myself. The morning sun filters through the trees as the camera crew prepares to leave, their figures small against the looming forest. Equipment is packed away, the sounds of labor echoing unnaturally in the silent woods. An eerie stillness hangs in the air, broken only by the rustling of leaves and distant bird calls. The forest watches, an ancient, silent observer, as the last traces of human presence fade away. In the bustling CNN studio, Mohammed's face is flushed as he shouts into the phone, his anger palpable. Tension fills the air as his voice rises, cutting through the usual studio hum. Nearby colleagues pointedly avoid eye contact, feigning deep concentration on their screens. The atmosphere thickens, a silent acknowledgement of Mohammed's escalating fury. Each word he utters seems to carry the weight of unspoken anxieties within the studio. The air crackles with unspoken tension, a stark contrast to the composed faces on the broadcast screens. Under the bright Tel Aviv sun, Amy and Dor stroll hand in hand along the golden beach. The rhythmic sound of waves provides a soothing soundtrack to their peaceful walk. In the distance, vibrant "Bring Them Home" posters punctuate the serene view. The posters serve as a stark reminder amid the otherwise idyllic scene. Their intertwined hands speak volumes, a silent promise amidst the ongoing crisis. The contrast of joy and sorrow hangs heavy in the air, a poignant paradox. Warm light bathes Amy and Dor as they chop and stir, their movements a dance in the heart of the kitchen. The air is thick with the aroma of exotic spices and simmering sauces, a comforting promise of the feast to come. Soft laughter weaves through the fragrant air, a delicate thread connecting Amy and Dor in shared joy. The kitchen becomes a sanctuary, filled with the warmth of friendship and the simple pleasure of creating together. A desolate panorama of the Gaza Strip unfolds, buildings reduced to dust and memories. Dust hangs heavy, a suffocating shroud over the ruins of countless lives. Amidst the debris, a child's doll lies abandoned, a heartbreaking echo of innocence lost. The silent doll serves as a stark reminder of shattered dreams amidst the ruins. Dim light paints Amy in a warm glow as she sits hunched over her journal, lost in thought. Her brow furrows with concentration, pen scratching softly across the paper in the quiet room. "I never thought I'd find myself here," Amy reflects, her voice echoing in the stillness. A sigh escapes her lips as she pauses, grappling with unspoken emotions. "It's like I've been given a second chance," she muses, a flicker of determination in her eyes. Amidst the newly planted saplings in Ream Forest, Amy and Dor stand in solemn silence. The memorial site breathes with new life, a testament to what was lost and what will grow. They gently place a bouquet of wildflowers at the base of a young oak. A silent tribute speaks volumes, memories blooming like the wildflowers they lay down. Across the globe, diverse faces turn towards screens, captivated by Amy's broadcast. Some nod in solemn agreement, a silent consensus forming in living rooms and bustling streets. Others wear expressions of thoughtful contemplation, their minds wrestling with Amy's words. Amy's message resonates, sparking introspection and unity across cultural divides.